Welcome back to the Transfer Talks podcast. My name is Jeanine, and I'm a Transfer Jacks peer mentor. And joining me today is fellow former Transfer Jacks peer mentor, Yendira.
Hello, everybody. I graduated back in December of 2022. I majored in business management with a minor in psychology. Woot woot.
Woo! All right. So, we're going to play a little game of this or that with NAU edition things.
Okay.
So, you just tell me which one you prefer and then just kind of like explain a little why you prefer it over the other.
Okay.
Cool. So, first one, the doob or the hotspot?
I'd say the doob.
Why?
I don't know. I feel like they have more options to choose from, and it's kind of less chaotic as opposed to the hotspot.
That's so fair. I do love the doob, but I also do like the hotspot.
Yeah. I like the desserts and like the bakery from the hotspot.
But I do like the gelato from the doob.
That's true too. Can't go wrong with gelato.
So good.
Very good. 10 out of 10. Recommend, people. Recommend.
Yeah. All right. NAU Gold or NAU Blue?
I'm doing NAU Gold because I just like to be gold and I like to be shiny.
That's valid. Yeah. Me too. Okay. North or South Campus?
I prefer South Campus just because most of my classes were already on South Campus. Anytime I'd be on North, it'd be to like hang out with my friends or just go to work.
That's so fair. Yeah, South Campus, which is like where the business building is.
Honestly.
It's where I spend most of my time too.
I lived there too. That was practically my second home.
Yeah, exactly. And then the Starbucks is right by the business building. And where you used to live, yeah, how convenient.
Exactly. I lived right by the suites. I got Starbucks right there. I had the College of Business. What more do I need in life?
Exactly. Okay. Morning classes or afternoon and evening classes?
I'm not a morning person, but I prefer to get my morning classes out of the way so that the remainder of the day I have time for myself.
I think I'm in the same boat as you. Like, I'm not a morning person at all, but I'd rather have, like, a 9 o'clock class versus a, like, 3, 4 o'clock class.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Fall or winter?
I prefer fall. Only because in the winter we start to get more snow. And, like, don't get me wrong. I like snow, but after a while it just gets annoying and you're just tired of it. You're done.
Especially after the season that we just had this year.
Ooh, good thing I was out of here by then.
Yeah, thank you so much. Okay, fall semester or spring semester?
Again, I'm going to have to go with fall semester. I like the season changing. I like to see the leaves change color. It's more cooler and more, like, refreshing to be outside during that time.
That's so true. But also, like, ending of spring semester, you get summer, which is, like, 3 months.
That's true, yeah. That is true.
I feel like spring semester feels a little longer, though.
It does, yeah. Probably because we have that spring break in the middle, and it kind of just throws everybody off.
You're so right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then last one, homecoming or family weekend?
I prefer homecoming, only because we have, like, this, like, mini carnival on campus.
Oh, my favorite.
They're so much fun. I mean, I've only been to it once, but it was a time of my life. And then, I don't know, family weekend, I see my family every now and then, so it's like, it's whatevs.
Did your family ever come up for family weekend while
No.
you were here? Oh.
I mean, it was fine. I mean, I didn't really care for it. I would prefer them to be up here on, like, what mattered most, which was, like, graduation and, like, convocation and that kind of stuff.
So right.
So, yeah.
Family weekend was fun, though. I did it my first fall semester here because my dad came, and he surprised me with my sister because she was also on fall break.
So. Oh, that is so sweet.
Yeah, but, I mean, family weekend has a very special place in my heart, but I do love the homecoming carnival.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I understand family weekend, especially from people who, like, live long distance, like,
yeah.
further away than from, like, down in the valley. So it's like, I mean, for me personally, my family's down in the valley. Like, I see them every weekend if I wanted to go down there or whatnot.
So true.
So I wanted to just take advantage of everything that was on campus happening right there and then. So homecoming.
Yeah, homecoming! Okay, so going into a little bit more of all things NAU, what do you like about campus or the NAU environment in general?
What gravitated me towards NAU from the very beginning was it was just a whole different experience and environment than what I've had in the past. Like, especially being down in the valley, it's like, it's just heat regardless. Like, no matter what time of season it is, it's too hot down there. So for me personally, I just wanted to change something in my life. So I was like, like, maybe I'll be in a much more better mood with, like, the weather changing constantly up here. Or I got to experience snow for the first time in a while.
Mm-hmm.
Even though you get annoyed of it after a while. But still, it's a lot of fun to be in the snow and play with it. And so, I don't know, I just feel like I've always been I've always found it being peaceful up here at NAU.
Uh-huh.
It's not as crazy or like loud or anything as like down in the valley. And everyone up here, from my experience at least, has been so friendly.
Right.
It's nice to see it, but it's kind of weird at the same time. Like, should I, like, am I expecting something? Like, am I supposed to return the favor back, or like, what's going on here?
Yeah, that was kind of weird to me too. I mean, it's nice that everyone is so friendly and so nice, but at the same time, just kind of like, okay, is something going on?
Exactly.
Like, but no, it's just how everyone is in Flagstaff.
It's just the vibe, man.
Yeah. Okay, so being a transfer student yourself, what was your favorite Transfer Jacks event you've been to?
So when I transferred here, it was during fall 2020. So of course we all know what happened that year. It was lockdown. It was pretty sad times just because we couldn't really do much being up here. It was all just virtual. But I do remember attending, I think it was like my very first ever event. It was a grocery bingo.
Oh, love grocery bingo.
And I was like, you know what? It's bingo. You can't go wrong with a classic game. And you get groceries out of it. And we all know college students up here, whenever there's free groceries, you gotta take advantage of it.
Free food in general.
Everything. Anything that says free, just go for it.
Exactly.
Like, don't hesitate. Just do it. Go get it.
Did you win?
I did, yes, I did.
Yeah.
I was like, what? Free food for the week.
It's so odd for me to talk about this with you sometimes because you were my mentee when you first moved up here.
Oh, yeah, guys. Jeanine was my mentor my first semester here.
Yeah. And then you turned into a mentor.
How the tables have turned.
And now you're like my best friend, so.
Exactly.
Oh, it's so nice.
It's a small world, guys.
It is. It's such a small world. Okay, so now we're going to get into some more, like, serious things. Not too bad, but, you know. Okay, so transferring is a very different experience for everybody, right?
Oh, yes.
And it's such a big change in your life. So what was your experience like at your previous school that you transferred from?
So I transferred from Astoria Mountain Community College. It's a small community college down in the valley, specifically Avondale area. And from my personal experience, the years I was there, it was almost similar to NAU in a way where it was like calm and like peaceful. Like, at least with my scheduling, the classes that I had, there wasn't busy, like there wasn't as many people on campus, and everyone kind of just like kept to themselves. It was kind of homey as well, because it was such a small community that it's like, you know, like you can be sitting at like a study table and like someone else will join you from across, and then you just have like a small conversation and like go about your day.
Oh, that's so nice.
Yeah, it felt homey.
Okay, so in relation to that, what was your experience like transferring to NAU, and how does that differ from your experience at Astoria Mountain?
Oh, Lord. Well, to start off with, Astoria Mountain, we didn't have much assignments or, like, homework to begin with. It was mostly, and even if we did, we would just get it done within the class and just turn it in right there and then. So it wasn't too crazy. It was just, like, I was just chilling, just enjoying my time there with, like, my friends and whatnot. And then coming up to NAU, it was a drastic change in terms of, like, time managing and, like, getting the assignments done and everything, just because I assumed that it was going to be very like community college. Oh, like, you don't have any homework, like, you're going to have more free time on your end, and it's like, you're just going to be writing it out and living your best life. Nope, I had to learn that the hard way. First semester, I was struggling with keeping up all the assignments and, like, finding my footing around campus and whatnot. And then, because when I came up here, I thought this place was big. I thought the university was big. But it's not until when you actually settle down that it's like, oh, like, it's actually remotely small and pretty easy to find stuff around once you get used to it.
Yeah, definitely compared to, like, other schools like ASU. ASU's a big school.
Oh, yeah, ASU. It's nice, don't get me wrong, but I'm just like, it's not for me, man.
So, kind of moving on, so, like I've mentioned before, being a transfer student is such, like, a drastic experience. I don't know about drastic, but like it's a very different experience. So what were your feelings on being a transfer student, and how did you feel about it when you first came to NAU compared to now as you've graduated?
So when I first came up to NAU, I felt pretty nervous, only because like within my like friend group or like even like high school community or like staying in touch with people from that time, no one really did community college, and it was kind of just like they just went straight to like a 4-year university right after. So I didn't really have someone to like show me the ropes or like guide me towards that experience of community college. And so it was nerve-wracking, and I felt like I was going to be the only one. And then, of course, I was getting older, in which I didn't like that, because I'm just like, I mean, they say school is, there's no age limit for like going to school and everything, but I just felt self-conscious about it, just because I wanted to get it done and out of the way, but I couldn't at the time. And so that was that. But now I feel comfortable with it. I've came to terms with it. I've accepted it, and I feel confident in it now. I encourage people to do community college now, because we all know it's hard times right now. Like, we don't have the money or the resources to go straight to like a 4-year university right after high school. So definitely encourage people to go to community college if you can. Get your 2 years out of the way, general like requirements and that kind of stuff, and then go to any 4-year university and just begin with your major, the stuff that you're interested in the most.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm similar to you, where like being a transfer student was just a whole new thing to me when I came up here too.
Yep.
Because I didn't know anybody, and then ironically, I know like so many people now that are transfer students. Like my best friend back home is a transfer student, and then like my parents were. So that's something new that I just found out recently.
Oh wow, good.
Yeah,
that's cool.
But yeah, I mean, like, and even at that, you're first gen.
That's true, yeah.
So, like, even at that, like, that's very hard to figure out college when you don't necessarily have, like, a roadmap from, like, your parents or something like that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I was pretty much on my own for the most part, just figuring out where I wanted to do, where I wanted to go. Like, did I even want to go to schooling? Did I want to continue with it? Did I just want to keep working? Like, it's a roller coaster.
But you did it. You have a degree now.
But we did it. Let's go. Woo!
Okay. All right. So, as a former mentor, and you spent 3 semesters with the team, right?
Yes.
If I do the math correctly.
It was fall 2021.
Yes, 3 semesters.
3 semesters, yes.
Okay, so within your 3 semesters of being a mentor for the Transfer Jacks program, what was your favorite part about it?
All right. Well, first off, shout out to all my mentees. Woot woot. If I did meet with you, great. If not, I hope I helped you in any way, shape, or form along the way. My favorite part with my mentees was just being able to talk to them and just hear their experiences, share my experiences, because we all have different stories. We come from different backgrounds, and if there's any way how I can show them comfort or just let them have the opportunity to just say what's on their mind, or just even just knowing what's on campus, or like things to do, what's going on, like events, how to meet people, that kind of stuff. Like, I just wanted to make sure that people felt comfortable, that they can trust me, considering that I've gone through the entire process from the beginning. And I didn't want them to feel alone. I didn't want them to feel like afraid. I just wanted them to have the best time of their lives.
Right, yeah, especially because when you first started mentoring, we were slowly starting to go back in person,
Yep.
and you had like the full online experience.
Yes. It was predominantly online. It was just like Zoom meetings, and so I had like a few ones that were comfortable seeing in person, but I didn't want to push it just because I didn't want to step over like boundaries and that kind of stuff. So it was a really weird transition from going completely online to going now in person in these past few semesters.
Yeah, so what was that like for you to start mentoring, like, kind of in person and kind of virtually, to being, like, almost fully in person? Because that was your first year, right? Was, like, maybe 50-50, and then now it's just, like, yeah, everybody wants to meet in person.
Well, the benefit from online is you can just be in the comfort of your own bed, in your pajamas, and still meet with your mentees.
That's so true.
I mean, they weren't going to care. Well, at least I hope you guys didn't care if I was in my pajamas. I know you guys were too, so it's fine. So, I mean, we would just have, like, casual conversations and just, like, yeah, just chillaxing, just trying to get the work done and that kind of stuff. And now, versus going fully in person, it was kind of awkward at first, just because I didn't know how to start the conversation now that we'd be in person, because at that point, all of their 5 senses were starting. Like, they could, like, see me, they can, like, hear me, they can, like, interact in whatever way they wanted, and I just didn't want to make a fool out of myself to these guys.
Yeah, I can totally relate to that, because when you were my mentee, right, we were, for the most part, online.
Yeah.
And then the year that you became a mentor, I wasn't necessarily mentoring, but I was still working with the team. And then now this year, I'm like, whoa, okay, hold on.
I know.
I've never done this before.
I know, like, give me a sec here. Let me readjust, guys. Let me retrain myself.
Yeah, oh, that was a whole process within itself. But I'm curious, outside of you wanting to help people become comfortable and whatnot, why'd you become a mentor in the first place?
For me, it's a funny story. I wasn't considering being a mentor. I don't know, it just, Like, I was recommended for it.
By me.
Of course, by Jeanine. She roped me into it, and I was like, all right, I'll check it out. I saw the job posting, and I was like, okay, it doesn't seem too crazy. Like, why not? Let's give it a shot. I mean, generally at the time, being completely honest, I just needed a job on campus. So I was like, I don't care what job it is. I just need something to help me get by and, like, get my personal bills out of the way and whatnot, and help my parents out for paying college and everything.
Yeah.
And so that's really what it was at first. But then as I started, like, getting the training for a camp, for being a mentor, and, like, Jeanine was telling me all about it, I was like, you know what? Like, this actually sounds interesting and it sounds fun. And the only reason why I love it so much now is because, again, going back to experiences, I don't want people to have to feel like they have to face something alone.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I knew I could trust you whenever I needed something.
Oh.
So that's, even though sometimes, well, starting off with the spring first semester, I kind of was slightly ignoring you at first.
Yeah.
Not wanting to meet with you. I was like, no, I'll be fine. I don't need a mentor. And, well, look, here we are now. And so I just didn't want people to have to feel like they can face their struggles alone. Like, there's someone out there that cares about them. And there's someone out there that's willing to, like, put all of their, like, effort and give them everything that they need to the best of their ability to make sure they're successful and just being happy in general. So.
Yeah. Well, with that, do you have any advice for any incoming transfer students or just transfer students in general out there?
To all of my transfer students and potential incoming transfer students, just have fun with it while you do. Because I was here for about 2 years, and let me tell you, time flies by real quick. Like, there are some stuff that I kind of regret not doing well during my time here, so just take full advantage of it. You meet the best of people here. We have so many transfer events that go on throughout. Great way to get connected with people. You never know, you might find your best friend through it. I mean, shoot, here are me and Jeanine right now, man. Best friends going strong. So just have fun with it. Take as much time as you need to finish with your education. And yeah, just be happy, honestly.
Yeah, and on that, like, I've transferred to NAU almost 4 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Here I am. 5 years of college later.
There we go.
But yeah, all right. So since you've already graduated and it's been about a semester,
Yes.
What kind of plans do you have now, or what have you been up to?
So since graduating, I was kind of stressed out just because I needed to find something to line up after it.
Mm-hmm.
But I was just already stressed out as it is with, like, graduating on time, like, finishing my assignments and, like, finishing up my, like, mentoring responsibilities and whatnot, and, like, personal stuff going on outside of my life. So I was just like, I'm just taking the semester off. And that's what I did. I took the spring semester off just to figure out what I want to do, like, what kind of industry do I want to look forward to, and then just have the opportunity to just spend time with my family and friends, just because since after high school, I immediately started working, and I haven't stopped like nonsense. Or nonstop.
Since then,
yes. And so I felt like this was the time to just take a step back and take a breather and just do what I want to do for once,
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I've been doing. I do have a few interviews lined up for some jobs, so wish me luck, and we'll see how that goes.
Ooh.
Yes.
All right. Well, anything else you want to share with the crowd? I mean, if not, it's fine.
I wasn't expecting you to ask me that, so I gotta think about it. Ooh, okay, I got it.
Okay.
Go Jacks. Go transfer students.
Go Transfer Jacks!
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you, Yendira.
Of course, it was a pleasure.
For joining us today and coming all the way from your hometown, a couple hours away from Flagstaff.
Absolutely.
I very much appreciate you taking the time to join us and to share your transfer story with us.
Oh, well, thank you for having me. And honestly, I wasn't expecting being featured in an episode, but I was like, the time has come. Let's go for it.